Welcome into another live edition here of Tap and Eagle. And if you've been on the channel before, you recognize this face right here, Pablo Iglesias, two Chicago guys here, giving it to you on some golf action from the week. Fernando will be joining us here in a little bit, but we thought we'd get going here as Pablo is our guest this week. Pablo has been out there doing his golf content thing. You can see his Instagram there. I also made a nice little graphic there for you too, Pablo. Let's just get into that. What made you want to start doing that, and just kind of your creative juices flowing and your ideas for videos.
Yeah, Nick, first and foremost, always happy to be on here and just love. It's crazy. If you asked me that I would be doing this about 5 years ago and talking about golf and talking about tournaments in mid-June, I would have called you crazy. I think honestly, though, when it comes to the content side and just seeing golf content creator here on the screen, this is the second time somebody has called me that. One of my other buddies just messaged me because he saw something. I think currently what I'm doing right now actually is one, just trying to get content out there right now as we're in free agency waiting for the next move, but having some fun with it too, getting out there. This is a game that I've loved, I've appreciated, I've grown to really understand like how it's just more, it's more than the game, right? You get to appreciate when you're watching the PGA, LPGA, all these tournaments out there, right? And you appreciate how hard this damn sport is, right? But I think the fun thing from the content creator side is that it's no journey is the same, right? And I think the fun thing about this is that like I said, I started, this is my sixth season playing golf, and I think I really started to take it seriously over the last few years. From taking lessons to really analyzing my swing to understanding what clubs to use, how my swing works, reaching out to different people, and I think it's been crazy. I want to say based off my scores, I'm like, for the golf handicap nerds out there, I was somewhere in like the 32s. Now I've like trimmed down all the way to 21. So I said this year my big goal was to try to get into the teens by the end of the season, and we're just like at the start of June, and we're knocking on the door. So hopefully we don't stagnate here. Hopefully we don't plateau from the content creator side. Just trying to document that though too, man. What are some things I like to do when I'm out on the course? How can I be myself? And I think that's the fun thing in content as a whole too. And we shot our shot this year and decided to, I don't know how it came across my plate, but it was now I guess I'm a member of the golf content tour, or the golf creator tour, the GCT. Last year they did something similar where they invited a lot of YouTube golfers, content creators to PGA National. That's the same thing this year, but now more of a tour format. I think even like Tom Brady apparently is a part of it. Like he's somewhere in those top rankings. I'm not sure where he's at right now, but the top 72, I believe, that make the cut get invited to PGA National. And it's more than just like golf skill. It's also a couple things. The last video I just put out too. What's my favorite thing that I like to have on the course? I said like a honey stinger for some energy and some liquid IV. Sorry, I know I'm putting out free ads, but you got to get some bags too. You got to get the bags. So hopefully they're watching and they're listening. But like I said, man, it's just about being yourself out there. It's all about individuality, and I think I was just listening to a podcast today about it, where it's really cool to get to see how the sport's growing, and who's a part of it and how it's changed. I mean, it's more mainstream than ever is exactly what I heard, and it's so true.
What's the best part of your game? What would you tell people?
Well, I wish it was the short game right now. Putting is definitely far from it. I think that's what's holding me at a 21 at the moment is a lot of three putts, but I've noticed that the iron play has been phenomenal. I think I striped like a four that went like almost like 240 and just was a straight dart on the green, which look, those are the shots that keep us coming back, right? It's not the double and the triple bogeys and the plus fours or your ball goes into the forest, but it's that one shot, right? That's what I hit on 18, landed on the green. Made sure you fix the divot, make sure you respect the course too. But yeah, I think the irons are really dialed in. And I noticed that one of the tips that a good friend of mine who's a pro over at Boone Creek, Steve Hull, former NFL player turned golf professional now. He was like, he noticed I was chicken winging. So it's just like tuck in that elbow, right? Make sure you kind of have it in line with the pocket. And all of a sudden, like when you start moving forward, like it's yeah, and you keep that elbow down or try to keep it tucked in. Man, it's crazy how like one small thing can just like alter something like that in a crazy way.
When Fernando comes on, hopefully we can do a swing breakdown. He loves doing
Yes.
swing breakdowns of the pros. Now he's doing you out here. I don't know. He'll probably be nice about it, but we'll
Oh
see.
no, no. I
Yeah.
really hope that he's honest. I don't mind honesty because I think that's I'm not gonna get anywhere. I'm not gonna get anywhere. I mean, you get this too, right, Nick? It's like you're not gonna get anywhere if somebody's telling you everything you want to hear, right? Because it's like then you're gonna think you're the cream of the crop. You're gonna think you're the the gift to the world for the game. I'm like, no, man. Like I wish I could be the Scotty Schefflers, your Roy McIlroys, all of that. But I'm just a dude that's paying to play, not being paid to play right now. Until now, or you never know. You never know. But we'll see. We'll see. But I want honesty. I'm cool with it being honest.
Yeah, you can't get better unless you take the real feedback and go with it.
Exactly, exactly, man. It's yeah, it's super fun though. And yeah, like I said, with the GCT stuff, it's challenging me to grow as a content creator. I mean, I think overall, in our in in the industry of just like where where we're going like in terms of content creation and getting to know people a little bit more on that personal side. I think it's kind of fun. It's a cool challenge. And like I said, as as I go through the free agency process and interview and figure out what's next, it's also a fun thing to do where it's like this is a sport that I love. This is a game that I really grew into where I came to Madison, Wisconsin, and it's arguably one of the most like hidden gems of golf. Like it's crazy how big of a sport or golf state it is out here in Wisconsin. I mean, you just actually this past weekend for the 10th season in a row, you have the American Family Championship, which has been held over the last 2 seasons now at TPC Wisconsin, hosted by Steve Stricker, the former Ryder Cup captain. That and then that Ryder Cup too, which was hosted in 2021. I was on the grounds. I will wholeheartedly say I wish I knew exactly what type of event that I was covering. I knew I was at a big golf event. I knew that it was a big thing. This is when I was still a rookie in this game, and I had absolutely no idea what it was. I'm not gonna lie. So for all the golf diehards out here, I apologize. I didn't realize that I was at this grand of an event. I realized how special it was in general, but I didn't realize that I'm like, oh wow, I'm at one of the like most like prestigious like golf events in this sport that has so much history, and the biggest names in the game are literally right here in front of me. So you know what? It was just kind of like where I just started to keep playing, get addicted, and I never wanted to stop learning, and I still feel like it's that way because the cool thing about it is no matter what, like I could play the my home course, which is just 5 minutes down the road for me now, which is a blessing and a curse. Or or it depends how you look at it, right? But I could play that course, hundreds of times and have different lies. I could have different shots. Maybe I'll be down the middle on the fairway, or maybe I'll be to the left or the right on the first cut. I mean, those shots are all going to be different. What's the rough look like? What are the conditions like? Is it sunny? Is it dry? Is there any wind? Is the wind coming in from the left, right, at you, behind you? I mean, there are so many different factors when it comes down to it. Like just because you're looking at the same course and you're looking at the same hole, you could have a completely different adventure. And I think there's a mind mental game element too to it. So I think that's just the beauty of all these things. And like I said, when you come down to the pro side of it, when you realize how hard these damn shots are, and then you see these pros doing it like it's nothing, especially like your Nelly Kordas, you see JT Poston with his win at the Memorial. I mean, it's just you're just in awe when you really get to see these things happen.
The way that you people or these pros drive the golf ball now is insane. Like 300 plus yards. It's like it's crazy. I was like, we were talking about John Rahm in Mexico City. Yeah, like the elevation there is crazy, but his tee shot was like 370. I mean, you're talking about just how far these guys can drive the ball now. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to take some notes because of I guess I'm not saying I'm John Rahm out here. I wish that was the comp that I was making, but I remember actually I went to the Chicago Golf Show And it was this really cool mini thing where it was 10-minute lessons with a golf pro. So it was a rotating thing. They had a lot of golf pros all across throughout the different, whether it's courses in the Chicago, or like in Chicago proper or the Chicagoland area. It was a really cool thing that they had. So they gave you a lesson for 10 minutes. They asked you specifically, what do you want to work on? And I said, my driver. And he noticed that my swing, because I guess long arms, the backswing was so coming so far back that he taught me more about like John Rahm, how he shortens his backswing.
Mhm.
And he's like, keep that backswing tight, and then the whip will follow. Because by the time you're at the top, he's like, your hands are trying to beat your hips. So I was like, just floored and amazed. So I guess in a way, I try to emulate John Rahm's driver swing. I can't say again that it's as perfect or same type of distance. I'm not hitting 378. I'd love to hit 378, but right now I'm just trying to make sure I'm in fairway, I'm in play, and trying to go in the 215 range. That's what I call a win.
I respect that. I respect that as someone who also drives the ball very well, but can't putt for his life. It's nice to see that golfers can win out here. Now, you
Yeah.
mentioned the golf tournament in Madison. I've covered the John Deere Classic when I was in the Quad Cities. What was your experience covering an event like that?
Yeah, the American Family Championship's always fun. The Ryder Cup, I feel like that actually I've had the Ryder Cup, the Senior Open, and the American Family Championship all under the belt. And it's been really cool to see the influence that Steve Stricker, Jerry Kelly, and Mario Tiziani as well. Just like a lot of the guys that have Wisconsin ties and the influence that they bring into this state. And for one, to have that historic victory for the Ryder Cup under Steve Stricker, one of the most dominant victories in recent history with that team. I mean, we knew the headlines, especially of Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka just beefing constantly. And Steve basically, in his own way, because Steve Stricker, great, nice guy, but
Mhm.
he will make sure he's like, put your egos aside. This is a big thing here. And it worked. It worked that they were able to do that. And you have Colin Morikawa and you have all these guys that were virtually not unproven, but they were newer to this. This was a roster that Steve Stricker put together, and it was amazing to get to be a part of that. And obviously, with the American Family Championship, you get to see guys of on the PGA Tour champions, I guess in a way of yesteryear, but still these big names. Like it was cool to get to see John Daly come up, Vijay Singh, and with Steve Stricker winning the final year that was at its previous location, for him to win it in his hometown. Jerry Kelly also going back to back. He's a Madison guy. Those are special headlines. Those are special stories that you get to be a part of and get to see, right? And as well as for Steve Stricker to be so close to at the U.S. Senior Open at Century World, beautiful course. The flower hole is as pristine as you can imagine from what you see on the videos, from how you see just in general of like the pictures. That flower hole in person is just it's truly something to be marveled on. So I think I really just appreciated being around there, and loving every minute of it, and that gave me the opportunity to really grow into the game, get to be a part of it a little bit more. And honestly, like when I'm around it, I'm like, oh, dude, like you see somebody just hit a flush shot, or you just feel motivated to go to the range, and then you want to go after it. It's like if Cam Smith had won the Masters, you would see everybody at the driving range doing that little like pause and then follow through. So I mean, if you won, it is what it is, but it's just like those moments that like motivate you. And I don't know, there's just nothing like it where again you get to see that like in person. It's a really special thing.
Oh, we have Fernando joining us with the World Cup. He's repping his country of
Yeah, viva,
Mexico. There we
viva.
go. Viva
Let's
Mexico.
see. Oh wait,
Fernando, we were just
I
talking a
got
little
my
bit.
jersey too.
Oh, let's
Let's see.
go.
Let's go. Hang on. It was inside out. One sec. I'll unveil in a minute.
Viva Mexico.
Viva! Is this our year? we're,
Every
we're,
year is our year.
we're
Oh, vamos.
vamos, vamos.
We were
That's
just
funny.
talking a little bit, Fernando. Pablo here, he's doing some golf content on his Instagram. He was talking about different swings, and I told him you'll love swing breakdowns. So he gave me one of his videos, Fernando. So you want to watch it and give him some harsh criticism out here?
All right.
All right.
I'll be harsh.
All right, here we go. Let me pull it up here.
It's like Max Homa.
Here we go.
Wait, can you play it again, please?
Yeah. All right, what do you think?
I think needs a little time on the transition.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you make a pause on the backswing, you'll be able to get your arms, the club behind you, because it comes a little bit over the top, because you kind of want to see the ball ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes you come over it, and that makes you like early extend, like your
Mm-hmm.
pelvis on the downswing is going forward, and your chest is getting away from the ball, it's going up, so that
Mm-hmm.
it looks like you're standing up way too soon. So if you make a pause on the at the top, you can start like getting the club behind you, and then you can start like your pelvis will go down. If you don't rotate, if you wait a little bit more to rotate on the downswing, and then your chest will start going down, and you can come with the hands closer to the body, and then you'll be able to rotate better on the follow through, and you probably miss it to the right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was a windy day, so it was. Yeah, it's. I think I had a lot of it. I had a lot of slicing problems early,
Yeah.
so it's. Yeah, it's something I've been working on. Where I was just saying to Nick, it was my handicap has gone down significantly, but hopefully I don't plateau and I keep going. I went from a 32 to a 21, which is a great jump, but it's there's still a lot of room to fix. Do you have any like drills or anything like because for me it's fascinating, right? It's fascinating to figure out like how to break down your swing, how to go through it. Do you have like any simple drills of just yeah, working on that timing and working on tempo?
Yeah, I mean, like if you have to realize like the club, the way
Hmm.
it's made, it's not like a stick, it's more like a rope.
Hmm.
So that way that the club is gonna get there anyway, like it's gonna work like a whip. So instead of going like, maybe try to when you turn back, try to turn your head against the target,
Hmm.
and then on the way back, try to keep your head looking back. Instead of looking at where the ball is going, try to just hit it without looking at the target.
Hmm.
And that way you're gonna get to that feel of the club getting behind you on the downswing, and that way your left hip is gonna go back, and then your chest is gonna go down, and then you can release the club with your hands. That's gonna just do that, and never look at the target, just hit balls doing that without looking at the target.
Hmm. Oh man, this is good. Now I just want to get out to the range, but I think it's about. It looks like it's about to pour where I'm at. So I want to get to work now. I love it.
For
Yeah, just
lessons,
do it
by
in
the way.
the rain.
Yeah, how much do I owe you? Can I Venmo you now for the tips? What's
Sure,
what's
man. Out there, I put it on all on Eric Cole this week.
Hey, he came top 10 though, Fernando. It was close. It was close.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, he was close. All right, well, Fernando, you got anything for Pablo here?
Why you're leaving, Pablo, or what's going on?
No, I think I'm hanging out. Or yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
what's
stay. Or
All
what do
right.
you mean, Nick?
Well, no, I was just saying, like, you just said hello, so I don't know if you wanted to get to know him a little more. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I saw his golf swing. I think we're close now.
There
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
All
We're
right,
we're basically best friends now.
all right.
Friends can be honest with each other.
Exactly.
There we go. All right. Well, hey, let's get into golf then. Fernando's ready, so we're ready here. Let's start with the major golf from this weekend. Nelly Korda winning the U.S. Women's Open, already her second major this year. We're halfway to the Nelly Slam, and Pablo was talking about his driver. That's what Nelly was doing best. She hits that driver. She has great short game. Her putting's not great, and we saw that putt almost rattle out there for par, Fernando. Um,
Wow.
when for the win there, and Gabby Lopez almost got back in it. Charlie Hall almost got back in it. if she had missed that short putt for par, but here we are. Nelly Korda getting it done.
Yeah, amazing. Nelly just keeps pummeling competition this year, but obviously I was rooting for Gabby. Was a bit sad that he came so close, but I think she's having a good time, and that's why she's playing well. She's having some good results, and Charlie Hall, obviously one of the classiest girls out there. It would have been a tremendous playoff, but the golf gods were with Nelly on this one. I mean, on that last hole, it looks like she was like 2 feet away. Looks like she was aiming left, and then she pulled it, and she still made it. That's when you know the golf gods wanted you to win, and props to her. Her first U.S. Open, hard to believe, but I'm sure like Gabby is gonna keep contending at these majors.
And that was the first time that an LPGA golfer has won the first two majors since 2019 with MB Park. So Nelly Korda, we talked about last week, Fernando. This is the year of Nelly. We're getting it here.
Yeah, we love to see it. What a player! So good on the greens. I mean, what Gabby was second is strokes gain off the tee and 7 strokes gain approach, but where Nelly got it done was on the green.
And Pablo will love this. She's all about positivity. So last year she got in her head a lot. She was getting angry. She lost touch with the game a little bit, but she started putting positive notes all around her house, and that kind of gave her the confidence and a love back for the game. And now here we go, 2 majors to start the year.
Yeah, I think it's really nice, and I think the perfect tip is that I'm trying to incorporate slowly is her Coca-Cola timing. It's starting to become a big thing on social media where it's like her
Yeah,
like Coca-Cola, and I was just like, I need to
yeah,
incorporate
I
that.
kind
I'm a
of lost you a
music
little bit
guy.
there, but
Yeah, yeah.
positivity is the name of the game. You'll
Hmm.
always be right.
Yeah,
So
it's
might as well be right about something you want to happen. In this case, everybody wants to make good putts and believe they can hit the shots under pressure. Just gotta keep that mindset, no matter what happens. Like for example, on Monday I played a pro tournament here in Mexico, and I hit the ball well, but I ended up tying for 11th. So it was not that great a result, but I just changed the putter with my friend. I was like, "You take my putter, I take yours." And the last few days I've been putting very well, so just gotta change it up a bit and stay positive, like you said.
what's I want to ask real quick for from a pro standpoint, what do you think like amateurs don't necessarily pick up until whether it's too late or
Sorry, Pablo,
like
I can
what?
hear you.
Oh, you guys got me or oh no.
No, can you hear him, Nick?
I can hear him, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's weird.
No worries. No worries then. I was just curious of tips, but we'll figure something
Well,
out.
you want me to ask him for you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah. So what's your question?
Just tips that yeah, or there's something that he sees that like most amateurs don't usually do in their game that could save them strokes, just from his perspective, whether it's like someone like me who's like casting too much or yeah, just like those small mental tips, like, somebody who's in that pro space or competes at pro tournaments, like how do you whether it's a mental reset or, just tips that kind of helps him grind through a tournament.
Fernando, he was just asking about, do you have any tips for amateur golfers, maybe a mental tip or something that amateurs don't really know that you would give to somebody if they asked you?
Yeah, well, depends like which handicap or just in general.
What's your
Mine
handicap? 21?
21. Hmm.
21. I think that maybe on the course, just like Alexander Rocha said, limit your thoughts to one. Like
Hmm.
before hitting it, you're mostly thinking about one thing. If you start thinking about multiple things, it's not gonna work.
I'll
There
take
you
it.
go. Clear minds, full hearts can't lose, right? There we go. There we go. All right, but let's talk about my wife though, Charlie Hall. Okay, like I love this woman so much. She's not afraid to put the f bombs out there, say shit whenever she wants. She set the 36 hole U.S. Open scoring record and the 18 hole U.S. Open scoring record, and she said she had her shit together. That was her quote for playing well. But still looking for that first major, though. But she's close, Fernando. She's close. We're getting there.
Yeah, I think that's been my mindset recently as well. A little bit like it doesn't matter what happens. Like she said, like fuck it, just gotta go for it. I mean, you only have that chance to play that shot, so why try to pretend like it's not? Like pretend there's no more than that shot. That's it. That's the only shot you have.
And I remember she overhit a shot in that par 3, and she was like, "Fuck, I thought that was a good shot," but and then also apparently Nelly said in an interview that she graduated Charlie from smoking cigs to now doing Zyn. So congratulations, Charlie. She's trying to get over her addiction there.
Yeah, I mean everything is an addiction. Golf is an addiction. She wants to smoke, let her smoke. I personally don't like those things.
I just like her. She doesn't care about it. That's what I like. That's what I like.
Yeah.
But anyway, Fernando, I'll just give you the quick floor here. Talk about your Mexican golfer, and we had her brother on the show 2 weeks ago, Gabby Lopez, also finishing T2, and she had the only bogey-free round too on that last day.
Yeah, no, I think she three-putted 16.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. The last hole. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a testament to having fun and work all day. And if you love your job, it doesn't feel like work. And she talked about how Lorena Ochoa has been an inspiration to her, and she kept asking her like, "How do you win majors?" And Lorena could only reply, "Experience. No, you'll get it with experience." And that, I mean, nobody can teach you experience, and some people don't need the experience like Miles Russell. They don't need to be out there, but some of us, we need to get out there and see for ourselves what do we need to improve in the way of the way we think and the confidence that we have on each part of the game. And if you lack confidence on some part of the game, change your club, change your setup, change your maybe your technique, and just practice till you get it, or maybe just like you said, have some mantras. Her mantra is "Be a chingona."
What's that translation?
Chingona is like badass.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like that word. That's a good. I'm gonna use that now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that. There
use
you
it.
go.
Use
There
it
you go.
well.
Un chingón o una chingona.
There we go. All right. Well, how about
You can comment, Pablo, and I pretend I'm listening, but you can say whatever you want.
no? He said
all good.
he said he likes that word too.
I'll
Yeah.
hear it when the link is up, when the video is up. I'll hear it.
Okay, there we go. There we go. That makes it fun. That makes it fun. How about another playoff on the PGA Tour? JT Poston, he came in 114th in the FedEx Cup standings, 0 top 20s this year, and he was about to go play 36 holes on Monday to qualify for the U.S. Open, but now he didn't have to do that because he won here. Well, what was impressive about JT Poston to you?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him for all my life hanging in there. I think he was one of the top juniors in the country, and then one of the top college players. And when he reached the PGA Tour, he kind of cooled off a little bit, but he's already a multiple winner. It's no surprise. I think he's one of the players who doesn't use a yardage book, just like Brooks. And so that tells me he's a much of a field player. And the tougher the course is, I think the more you have to be a field player because the conditions change so much and the wind, especially with the greens that are so firm and fast, the your windows get narrower and your landing spots get smaller. So I kind of was rooting for Ryan Gerard, but he pushed his spot there in the playoff. But the postman delivers, and I think he has stolen that nickname from Ian Poulter. But I hope Ian gets back to his better days. I think he's getting there.
There we go. 4 PGA Tour wins now for JT Poston. That's pretty good career there, Pablo.
Yeah, I feel like for me, just looking at the playoff, it's just what the mental side is to it and what that means now. And you just I just for me, like what immediately thought what came to my mind is that they're just constantly playing 18 over and over again. And it's like you think again, like I said before Fern jumped on, is that it's you don't really think about the mental side of the game, or how a different shot could go this way or go that way. I mean, it's on the second, I believe, at least on the second try, is neither guy found the fairway on those shots. And I
Mhm.
mean, fatigue rolls in. You're being carted back over to the tee box, but then you're just walking back and forth. And I think just from there, I mean, how can you not say that there's a mental stress behind it? I mean, this is like one of the few golf courses that has the manual scoreboard next to the Masters over at Augusta. You're going to be shaking Jack Nicklaus's hand at the end of this tournament too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of prestige to this as well. But again, just going to the mental side of it, is that if things did change, and they went to a third playoff. I also just looked to my right and it looks like I'm in a hurricane. So that's probably why things went a little awry earlier with my video. But back to it, is they said it was going to be like seven up, seven right, was going to be what the cup position was going to be if they did go to a third position. And it was just going to be crazy to think that this is what I mean. Again, as an amateur who's trying to just prevent any three putts, it's like I can't even imagine what a weird slope that's going to look like if you're approaching this green. If you're going into another playoff hole where you're just kind of going back and forth, and of course you want to focus on the physical side, but it's hot, it's humid, it's sticky, and you're just trying to play golf, and you are on the verge of winning a championship. So I mean, it's just yeah, shout out to the postman for finishing it out, and let's see if it carries over into the rest of the season.
Fernando, Pablo just talked about how just the grind of that last day, because those two ended up playing 33 holes because of the weather on Saturday and the slopes of the greens as well, how tough that made things. And they were talking about all week, the commentators, how hard this course was. And I think that's a good thing to make it hard, because you look at Wyndham Clark, who we'll talk about later, winning at 31 under par the other week, and you're grinding it out at 8 under, 9 under this week in a playoff. What did you think about how hard this course was? Because it's major level course, Fernando.
Yeah, that's why I thought Scotty was gonna run away with it, and everybody wants the Jack's handshake, and that rough looks tough, and that course looks pristine. I mean, not even Augusta maybe reached those heights of superintendency, and I think it's more fun for everybody, and maybe for the players it's a bit more stressful, but at the end it's more rewarding as well if you make a birdie on those holes.
It looked really nice course. I mean, pristine position even with all the rain on Saturday. They made it look so nice. But let's get to my favorite golfer of all time, Wyndham Clark. Back-to-back top 5 finishes after winning at the Byron Nelson a few weeks ago. And he's taking risks out there. You look at the 17th hole, his approach shot in. That pin placement was crazy all the way to the left, almost in the water, Fernando. And he goes right for the pin. It doesn't work out in his favor in the end, because he finishes one shot back. But we might, he won a U.S. Open. U.S. Open's only a week away now. What are we seeing from Wyndham's game that he's trending now?
Yeah, talking about mantras, his mantra is play big. That's simple and powerful, and he's not afraid of the moment. I'm sure he pulled that shot a little bit on 17 now. But amazing. It was amazing. I mean, I think as a player, you try to make me maybe win with the putter instead of losing it with the approach shot. But yeah, he's trending.
And we'll get to picks, but maybe I picked him and maybe Pablo picked him this week.
I don't know if you guys heard that too, by the way, that little crack of thunder. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about Wyndham Clark and what this field looks like. I mean, we're a week away from the U.S. Open, so you won't see your Scotty Schefflers, your Roy McIlroys are taking the week off. But yeah, I like the run that Wyndham Clark is on at the moment. He didn't have the best performance last year at this, but there's always room for redemption, right? I mean, if you after you win a tournament, you're wondering if there's a hangover effect. It doesn't matter what it is, but when you win, you feel good. But can you keep up that streak, or is it a one-hit wonder and you got to figure things out, right? But for him to have a top 5 finish, come at 3 in the Memorial Tournament is definitely nice. Now let's see if there's a little bit of that fire that's under him. I mean, he's coming in as one of the top 5 guys. I know right now it's Fitzpatrick and Tommy Fleetwood that are sharing the favorite, but right now, oh shoot, wow, this is this storm is really something.
You're losing
It's
electricity there. That's crazy.
apparently this is something new, guys. So we'll see. Hopefully, I get to stay on this call. But yeah, it's right now. We'll see. Jeez.
Spooky.
Crazy.
It is getting scary. I think I actually saw. So the reason why, real quick, I had to get off of this was at first was because it said like, dude, it said like winds were coming in at like 80 miles an hour or something like that.
Wow.
So maybe I don't step outside. Maybe it's not the day to go out to the range, but we'll see. But anyway, I think Wyndham Clark comes in with a solid resume, right? He comes in with a good opportunity to make some noise and see what's happening. As yeah, spooky, scary things are happening.
Yeah, no range for Pablo today, unfortunately. But
Now,
Fernando, but remember when I told you about my friend who I got to watch live golf? You remember that?
Oh yeah.
That's Pablo right here.
Oh, Pablo, man. Finally, somebody joining us on the dark side.
oh man, hey, slowly but surely. I mean, I don't want to. I would just want to see what it's like. I did remember Nick was a huge live golf guy, and I texted him just a little bit about it, and I do really love the broadcast presentation. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's engaging. The question is, oh, are we going to see this next year? I know that that's the big question, that's the big controversy, but yeah, it is still fun to at least see that guys are still competing, they're fun, and hopefully, I think in the grand scheme of it, whether this is not like a one hit wonder, I guess, for live golf, the question is for the PGA Tour and for broadcast as a whole, does this force the game to step up to a new level, right? Does it force them to become something bigger and take it to new heights? Because I think in all aspects, we want to be challenged. We want to, the less you're challenged, that's when complacency starts to set, right? I think we can all agree with that in some way, shape, or form. And was this the way that the PGA Tour hoped to be humbled, if you will, or kind of put in check and say like, okay, there's other things coming in. I mean, even with the DP World Tour too, it's like it's trying to figure out how do we balance this all out. So I think in its own way, Live Golf kind of challenged the PGA Tour in ways that they definitely didn't expect to be challenged. But I think we're definitely seeing some good things that could hopefully come about it that made the PGA Tour step up to the plate and take a hack.
Pablo likes the broadcast, as he said, Fernando. Since we're translating for you, but you watch it back. And he said, it's just how this is challenging the PGA Tour maybe going forward. Obviously, we don't know about Live. The CEO went on CNBC the other day and said they have some great funding, but he didn't really give any say as far as what kind of funding that was or if the league is going the way it is. But we did see some golf there at Valderrama this weekend, and Tyrrell Hatton gets his second win on Live, and he's one of my favorite golfers too because he's not afraid to be animated out there. He's talking about every single shot that he hits, and he's either pissed off or he's really happy about it.
Yeah, man, the broadcast is so good. And when Nicolas Colser's in, it's even better because he's such a great ball striker and such a great character. And I mean, so much better than the PGA Tour coverage, that's for sure. But, talking about the league, I think it's gotten to the point where why not the players themselves could make a pool with all the money they made and try to keep this thing alive. I think it's worth it that the PGA Tour has a competitor because the DP World Tour has become more like a feeder tour to the PGA Tour. It's not really like a competition, and I think it's good that they're like teaming up with the Asian Tour. Uh, by the way, my boy Roberto Lebrija finished tied for 15 on the Asian Tour last week in Morocco. He's playing again this week in Morocco.
Sweet.
So shout out to him. But I think yeah. But talking about the tournament, Valderrama always delivers. Also a very tough course, just like the course where the Memorial was played in Ohio. And You could argue that it's maybe the best course in the world, Valderrama, with those beautiful trees. They're everywhere. I mean, some people were shooting like 20 over par here. That's crazy for this caliber of players. And like we predicted, Sergio was there up there, Ram was up there in front of their home crowds, but Hatton, wow, what a performance. That shot he hit through the trees, and I think it was number 10 to get ahead by 3, and just they came back at him, and then he did like a final few punches in the end, and to win against them, especially after Hatton has been losing to Ram all like for the past 2 years they've been together on their team, to get him in his home crowd is it was just brutal, and it must stay so sweet for him. I mean, we met him on 2016 at the Open. Nobody knew him, and he shot 6 under. And to see him come this far, he's top 3 putters in the world. I think it's just so much fun that you don't need to be a big guy in golf to win.
Not at all. And Rom and Hatton's team defend their team title there, Legion 13. So they had a little fun there together, even though they just finished 1-2 and had to battle for the win there. I love the team golf aspect of this because on Sunday, it means the rounds mean a little more. And some of the guys who maybe aren't playing well can help their team win. So now we have Pablo here, and he's been watching LIV Golf. Just want to get your take on the team format of golf and what you think. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. It's different. Like I said, whether this is something that the PGA Tour takes into note or just in general, I think it's a refreshing side, right? It's I think I feel like that's why we love the Ryder Cup, for instance, or whenever the Olympics rolls around, right? Is that sometimes you see these individual plays, but other times, especially in the Ryder Cup format, it's a team where it's not just about the individual sports or the individual stats. Check. It's a fun new element to it. It's a fun side of that. But yeah, to talk about Hatton real quick though too, I think it probably helps too. After I remember like years ago when Scotty Scheffler was going after the green jacket and he was waiting to see if because Tyrrell Hatton's a new dad now, so it's that's a nice thing too, where it's like that relief or that stress is now kind of off. Welcome into the world, and now you can go out and play free and not to worry about it's like, is your wife in labor? What's going to happen from there? Do you need to drop your clubs and go? Because I remember Scotty Scheffler said, it's like, I don't care if I'm leading in the Masters. I'm going to be ready to go. So who knows? Maybe there's something in Hatton's back pocket where he's like, I'm good to go now. Everybody's healthy. They're safe. Let's play golf. But back to the team format, man. It's cool. It's unique. It's something different. And again, like I said, wherever things go, if however this impacts golf as a whole, I think it is good to get that challenge. It is good to get that like refreshing thing because I've heard good things about a live golf event. So we'll see if I can make my way out to one.
Team format is good. Unfortunately, Liv left Chicago. No event there this year for
Mm-mm.
Liv in Chicago. But we do like the team format, Fernando. Pablo, it reminds him of the Ryder Cup, which we all love. And he said that the new dad vibes for Tyrrell Hatton, giving him some good positive energy as well, just like Scotty. Because we know Scotty cares about his family more than golf. He said that before.
Yeah, we saw it with Jordan Speed. We've seen it with so many players. I think this just proves that you don't really need to practice to win. You just need something to play for.
Awesome. Love that. Let's get into I know you like talking about the DP World Tour real quick. So this is the last event for them before the US Open. So just one of your favorite guys too, Chacarra wins it in the Netherlands. Another one that was short play was suspended after the first round, so they had to play a lot of holes in this one over the last 3 days, Fernando. But what did you like about Chacarra's game? His second win on the DP World Tour.
Yeah, remember he was one of the few who left live. He was not left out. He actually made his own choice to play in the DP World Tour, and it's working great for him. Another Oklahoma State player, and he kind of killed his ghost from India this year, and in tough conditions, I think that's where he prevails. That's what he prefers to play, and he's beginning to be a threat here.
Love to see that. So let's get
And
into
I forgot to mention Angelito Ayora came in third.
There we go. Yeah, I always pick him every week, but he doesn't win. So maybe he will win at some point. But he's getting close. He's getting close. The only golf this weekend that we have is the RBC Canadian Open, and this is actually a really good field. You have Tommy Fleetwood, the Fitzpatrick brothers, Wyndham Clark, who we talked about, and even Colin Morikawa, who's coming back from his back injury. He hasn't played since the PGA Championship. So what about these big names this week? Who are we watching? What are we looking out for here?
Yeah, we got Sam Burns, we got Brooks. I think Nick Taylor has to be the main focus here. I still can't believe, man. It just makes me so mad that Mike Weir didn't pick him for the President's Cup.
He was He was the best Canadian golfer at that time.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in golf. But man, I hope he's been using it well. He's been using it as fuel, and I hope he wins again. I mean, he almost won last week.
Crazy, yeah, no, and we all remember his victory 2 years ago. What was it, 71-foot putt or 72-foot putt to win, and a Canadian had never won the event before, so that's definitely something memorable. And then, yeah, like you say, you didn't get picked for the President's Cup somehow after that.
Unbelievable. Well, what a putt. We'll always remember that moment. Everybody in the range is like celebrating. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. And then Adam Hadwin, another Canadian, was tackled by security because they thought he was a random fan.
Oh, my gosh.
That was the funniest thing.
What a
classic.
time.
I thought only in the U.S. those things happen.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Yeah, so Pablo, we'll get to your picks. You like Ben James and Brooks Koepka, which I spelled Brooks wrong. I don't know.
Brooka.
Brooka. Okay, well, yeah. Brooks Koepka and Ben James for a top 20. You like Wyndham to win. And you're fading Matt Fitzpatrick, who his brother Alex has really been playing better than him this last stretch since they both won at the Zurich earlier this year.
Yeah, and then another name I want to throw out there is Mackenzie Hughes. Is another home country guy, if you will. Mackenzie Hughes. Hopefully, I don't know if he's one of like at least the top 10, I believe, from what I saw somewhere. I'd have to double check that. So his name is in the mix. I mean, that's the beauty of this, right? Though, guys, is that it's a crapshoot. We never know who's really gonna come on top, who's really gonna be through. We could say all this and all that, and these are the favorites, but you really never know what's gonna happen. But I think, to start with the fade with Matty Fitz, I think he's a great player, right? He's a great golfer, but just kind of seeing like a little bit of the drop from going from the 14th tie at the PGA Championship to finishing just barely top 50 or top 36 or tie for 36 rather. That's kind of like, okay, what are you really made of? And I'd love to be pleasantly surprised because he comes in sharing that favorite with Tommy Fleetwood, but the thing that I love, one, I think Brooks Koepka has a favorable matchup to start off. So I think that's a good start for him, where I see a possible top 20. But we got to talk about the rookie that's coming in here with Ben James. Ben James is the number one who was ranked in the PGA Tour University. So he's qualified for multiple U.S. Opens. Has he performed at a top level at the U.S. Open? That remains to be said. But he's also qualified for this one coming up. So it's a good opportunity for this young cat when he makes his PGA Tour debut to really make some noise. So I'm saying Ben James is, hey, if he goes on to win this, I think we need to timestamp this and mark it, and I need to buy a lottery ticket ASAP. But more so, I think at the very least, this is where we could see a good breakout. This is a guy who's very familiar with the level of playing at high level golf. He played at the University of Virginia. Granted, it's probably a little bit of some extra, not homerism, but probably some favoritism, whereas his coach is like, he's probably got one of the purest swings he's ever seen. You know what? Hey, you got to have that coach support you, though, too. But I think this is going to be a fun weekend to watch the young kid just ball out. So let's keep an eye on Ben James. I think at least a top 20 feels like it's within range for somebody who's feeling good coming out. It was a top ranked at one level. So now can he rise to the occasion and at least show the golf world that Ben James has arrived?
Fernando, you like Ben James, the golfer out of Virginia, young gun out there on the tour?
Yeah, I don't know much about him, but I like that we pick new names here.
Yeah, we love the new names. So let's Pablo has Wyndham Clark. So do I. I also have Young Fitz, Alex Fitzpatrick, and Nick Taylor. So we're in agreement on a lot of these picks this weekend. Yeah, Alex has been playing better, like I said, than his brother lately, and it was looking like Matthew Fitzpatrick was going to go on this crazy run this year with all those wins early on. Well, with the Heritage, the Zurich, I thought he would have a good chance at the PGA and the U.S. Open, but his game has kind of faded a bit. Wyndham's game is trending, and Nick Taylor, well, let's make him another two-time champion of this event. And we'll get into Fernando's now, too. He has Nick Taylor, Tommy Fleetwood, who was in contention last week. There was at one point 5 guys tied at the lead with like 3 holes left. He was one of them, and then Alejandro Tosti. So give us your reasons for these picks here.
Yeah, worth mentioning that we all of our live picks last week were top tens, so that was
There we
fun
go.
to
We know our stuff.
Cam Smith and DJ play well. Was turning back the clock a little bit. And this week, I mean, we talk about Nick's dominance in Canada, and he beat in a playoff. He beat Tommy Fleetwood in that playoff. So obviously, Tommy is the heavy favorite this week. He's been just putting top 5 after top 5 again. It's just beautiful to watch. And Tosti, my man from Argentina, another new name on the show. He has made it to the PGA Tour two times through Q School, so that speaks volumes about his mental toughness. And I think he talked about publicly how has been he has been struggling with his game this past year, and that he feels sometimes that when he plays bad, like nobody cares about him in his circle and stuff like this. That he everybody goes through, and the fact that he made it yesterday to another U.S. Open, I think. I think it's confidence, the confidence he needs to win because he's that good. Yeah, I think he could win this week.
Yeah, you mentioned Toasty qualified for the U.S. Open. That was part of golf's longest day on Monday. 36 holes. This is an absolute grind for these guys trying to qualify. And it's not just the pros, it's amateurs and all those things. They play 18 holes at one course. Then they get like a 15-minute lunch break. Then they go drive to another course, play another 18 holes at another course, all in the same area. It's total grind. But there's always a great story out there. My favorite story, if you remember the name, Fernando and Pablo even too, JB Holmes. He was
Yeah,
on the PGA Tour 8 years ago. Hadn't or 5 years ago was the last time he played on the PGA Tour. Hadn't won in 8 years, and he qualified. So this would be his first time playing. He said chronic back problems have been holding him out of playing golf consistently. But there was a lot of great stories, and I think I know Fernando's with 17-year-old Miles Russell out there qualifying with Charlie Woods on the bag caddying for him too.
Yep.
yeah, amazing. They should make a movie just of that day and focus on Miles and Charlie. What an amazing story! Every year we get all of these different storylines from people from all over the world, just trying to grind it out for a major start, and that's why we love the U.S. Open and the Open. Anybody can get in. As much as you like the Masters lore, it will never come close to this type of feeling, man. And I saw that Ray McDowell also qualified. I saw that who else? Michael Block missed his chance, but he's going for the senior U.S. Open qualifier because he's turning 50 now. Maybe we'll see him on the Champions Tour now.
Yeah.
And I don't know who else did you like. JB Holmes was one of the longest hitters, easy out there.
Yeah, Pablo, maybe you can play 36 holes on this longest day in golf next year.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I might have to work on my backswing real quick or work on my tempo. Hey, I'm willing to put in the work too. Don't you worry. But yeah, Michael Block, what a name! I remember the run that he had at the PGA Championship. And no, Friend's right though. It's where it's just like like it's the Masters does have its lore and it's a special time, but it's so cool to get to see the emergence potentially of and I think even the Masters sometimes like when you see like a Neil Shipley when you see those stories emerge right from an amateur into I was just looking at that he had a feature in Golf Digest is that you never know who's going to come out, and who's going to emerge and be that next darling, right? That next feel good story in this game. And I think that's the beauty of what we have in front of us. Right now, we want to get through the Canadian Open, but it's really cool to know that the U.S. Open, man, it's just right here, and it's fun too to get to see that we have a Woods included in the field, just not the way that we expected it to. But it's cool that Charlie with his one of his closest friends is going to be out there still. These are two 17-year olds that are just casually at the U.S. Open, and one of his friends is the top 10 amateur in this game. So it's just so cool that you get to when you really dive into it and get to invest in what these storylines are. It's a fun thing, man. It really is.
Fernando, Pablo likes Neil Shipley qualifying, and he also said two 17-year-olds, top amateurs, teammates at Florida State in 2 years, just coming together and doing what they're doing there.
Yeah, the ship. I watched that match that he played against Nick Dunlap at the U.S. Amateur that he lost, and I was so impressed. Like I knew he was gonna get there fast, and he already won on the Corn Ferry Tour. Amazing story.
We love that. We love golf. Only one tournament this week, but U.S. Open closely approaching next week, and now we're waiting for it. Those are some of our favorite stories from the longest day in golf. But as we get to the end here, it was fun having Pablo on, talking about all his golf content creation and getting some free golf lesson swing advice, whatever we want to call you from Fernando. No
Muchas
payment,
gracias.
no payment needed for any of those tips. And if you're watching at home too, maybe you can do those on the range too. But make sure that you follow Pablo on social media. We'll give your handle one more time, Pablo, so people know where to follow you.
Yeah, I'm at pablo.iglesias.sports on Instagram. Also, like I mentioned on the Golf Creator Tour, follows do count. So the higher the follow count goes, the closer I get to PGA National in October. So please, I realize I'm like follow merchant right here, trying to get as much as possible. Please, the more follows, the better. Obviously, the views and the engagement. Please do, but it's a fun time. And truthfully, it's a fun time. I always want to be inclusive. I want to be fun. I want to be upbeat. I want to be positive. I want to be, and also I wanted to mention real quick too, Vibes Golf Club, a huge organization found by a bunch of former Wisconsin Badger football players. One being Melvin Gordon, the former Heisman finalists. Really gotten to know them over the last few years, and what they've done. I think we talked about earlier in the individuality of the game. They do some great stuff, whether it's in the Wisconsin area or just across the country. I mean, right now, I think they're at Torrey Pines, so they're doing some big things. So make sure you look up Vibes Golf Club, also on Instagram. But for myself, I'm Pablo.iglesias.sports on Instagram. The Pablo Iglesias Show, I believe, on TikTok. So I think it's Pablo Iglesias is my tag. You can find me on Facebook, professional page, also on Twitter at Pop Talks Sports. I'm all over the place. So yeah, make sure you hit me up, give me a follow, say hey, and we'll see where the adventure goes from here, man.
There we go, Fernando. We now have somebody from the Golf Creator Tour on the show. How about that?
Oh, amazing, man! Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know if it's as much of the pedigree from the other past guests that you've had, but I appreciate being up there. I'm somewhere in the maybe the B C like tier or something like at most. So I'm happy to be in that.
He said he's on the low tier, but we still like it though, right? Right?
I mean, as long as you are in the arena, who cares?
I love it. Yes, that's what I need. That's what I need. Let's go,
You're not
baby.
getting killed out there. It's golf.
That's right.
Love the positive reinforcement on this show. If you love the vibes today, it was some good vibes out here with Pablo Iglesias, Fernando Palomares, Nick Cousin here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button below. We're here every week talking about the things in golf. Of a big U.S. Open preview show coming next weekend, and maybe we even go back to doing our watch party like we did at the Masters, Fernando. We'll talk about that more next week. But for now, like I said, if you enjoyed the episode, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all back here next week.
Thank you, Pablo. Nice to meet you. Not a great lip reader yet, but your body language is awesome.
All right. I love it. I love it. That's what we ask for right now.
we'll get Fernando's thoughts after he watches back the episode. So there we go. But
I'll send my replies, and anybody who wants a swing breakdown can also send it to us, and we'll play on the show.
there we go. All right, swing breakdowns and all. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you. Viva Mexico.
Viva!